Good morning, Little Masters, and welcome to today's Tolkien Times. I'm the Man of the West, also from the Prancing Pony podcast, and welcome back to our break from the usual Fandom Fridays as we enjoy First Age Fridays. Now, I love Fandom Fridays, and I honestly can't wait to bring more incredible folks from the Tolkien community to you. But for now, we are diving deep into the First Age, continuing our readings through the Lay of Leithian here in Week 40. Now, last week we started off Canto 4, and we heard the story of Thingol and Melian's meet-cute. We also got a brief meeting with the minstrel of Doriath, the lovesick Daeron. Today, we're going to continue in Canto 4 as a weary Baron comes upon Lúthien the Fair. But Daeron in his heart's delight now lived and played by starlit night, until one summer eve befell, as still the elven harpers tell. Then merrily his piping trilled, the grass was soft, the wind was stilled, the twilight lingered faint and cool in shadow shapes upon a pool beneath the boughs of sleeping trees standing silent. About their knees a mist of hemlocks glimmered pale, and ghostly moths on lace wings frail went to and fro. Beside the mere, quickening, rippling, rising clear, the piping called. Then forth she came, as sheer and sudden as a flame of ambient light, the shadows cleaving, her maiden bower on bare feet leaving, and as when summer stars arise, radiant into darkened skies, her living light on all was cast in fleeting silver as she passed. There now she stepped with elven pace, bending and swaying in her grace as half reluctant, then began to dance, in mazes ran, bewildering, and a mist of white was wreathed about her whirling flight. Wind ripples on the water flashed, and trembling leaf and flower were splashed with diamond dews as ever fleet and fleeter went her winged feet. Her long hair as a cloud was streaming, about her arms uplifted, gleaming, as slow above the trees the moon, in glory of the plenilune, arose, and on the open glade its light serene and clear was laid. Then suddenly her feet were stilled, and through the woven wood there thrilled, half wordless, half in elven tongue, her voice upraised in blissful song, that once of nightingales she learned, and in her living joy had turned to heart-enthralling loveliness, unmarred, immortal, sorrowless. Ir ithil ammen eruchin, menelvir sila diriel, siloth agalad lastodin, ahira nun gilthoniel, lelinnon im tenuviel. O elven fairest Lúthien, what wonder moved thy dances then? That night what doom of elveness enchanted did thy voice possess? Such marvel shall there no more be on earth or west beyond the sea, at dusk or dawn, by night or noon, or neath the mirror of the moon. On Neldoreth was laid a spell, the piping into silence fell, for Daeron cast his flute away, unheeded on the grass it lay. In wonder bound as stone he stood, heartbroken in the listening wood. And still she sang above the night, as light returning into light, upsoaring from the world below, when suddenly there came a slow, dull tread of heavy feet on leaves, and from the darkness on the eaves of the bright glade a shape came out, with hands agrope as if in doubt or blind, and as it stumbling past under the moon, a shadow cast, bended and darkling. Then from on high, as lark falls headlong from the sky, the song of Lúthien fell and ceased. But Daeron, from the spell released, awoke to fear, and cried in woe, "Flee, Lúthien! Ah, Lúthien, go! An evil walks the wood, away!" Then forth he fled in his dismay, ever calling her to follow him, until far off his cry was dim, "Flee, Lúthien, and Lúthien!" From hiding Daeron called again, "A stranger walks the woods, away!" But Lúthien would wondering stay. Fear had she never felt or known, till fear then seized her all alone, seeing that shape with shagged hair and shadow long that halted there. Then sudden she vanished like a dream, in dark oblivion a gleam in hurrying clouds, for she had leapt among the hemlocks tall and crept under a mighty plant with leaves all long and dark, whose stem in sheaves upheld 100 umbels fair. Her slender arms and shoulders bare, her raiment pale, and in her hair the wild white roses glimmering there, all lay like spattered moonlight hoar in gleaming pools upon the floor. Then stared he wild in dumbness bound at silent trees' deserted ground. He blindly groped across the glade to the dark trees' encircling shade, and while she watched with veiled eyes, touched her soft arm in sweet surprise. Like startled moth from death-like sleep, in sunless nook or bushes deep, she darted swift and to and fro, with cunning that elvish dancers know. About the trunks of trees she twined a path fantastic. Far behind, enchanted, wildered and forlorn, Daeron came blundering, bruised and torn. As Galdwyn, the elven stream, in which amid tree shadows gleam the stars, flowed strong before his feet. Some secret way she found, and fleet passed over and was seen no more, and left him forsaken on the shore. Darkly the sundering flood rolls past. To this my long way comes at last, a hunger and a loneliness, enchanted waters pitiless. Forlorn he leaned against a tree, wildered, wayworn, gaunt was he, with body sick, his heart gone cold, gray in his hair, his youth turned old. For those that tread that lonely way, a price of woe and anguish pay. Wow, that is beautiful stuff. So much fun to read. So let's go back to the beginning of that. We open with Daeron playing for Lúthien as she danced, her hair streaming in the light of the moon, until her feet were stilled and she sang. Now, we don't get a precise translation, but several Tolkien linguistic scholars have worked on making one. Patrick Wynne published one in Mythlore in 1990, where he came up with a literal translation of, "When the moon for us, the children of Eru, a heavenly jewel shines silver, having watched, here now let flower and tree listen in silence below. O Lord of the West, star-kindling, to thee I sing, I, the nightingale." Though I confess I like his less literal but more graceful rendition. "When the moon shines like a silver jewel set in the heavens for us, the children of God, and has watched over us, let the flowers and trees now listen in silence. O Lord of the West, who kindles the stars, I, the nightingale, sing to thee." Man, that is something else. But then someone totally unexpected stumbles into the woods where Daeron is playing and Lúthien is singing. He looks a little worse for wear, and Daeron tells Lúthien to run. Before running himself, Lúthien hides and gets a glimpse of this broken man. For now, though, that's it for today's First Stage Friday. But come back next time as doom falls on Daeron and Lúthien, and we complete Canto 4. Now, I think we're going to be getting back to Fandom Fridays next series, so if you'd like to join me on the show, or you know someone who does, please email barliman@theprancingponypodcast.com and let us know. Please visit patreon.com/Tolkien Times to learn how you can support the show, get an ad-free RSS feed, a monthly hangout with me, a bonus weekly episode, and more. And join me again tomorrow on today's Tolkien Times as we wrap up the week with Second Age Saturday. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Please follow or subscribe in your podcast apps, and follow @Tolkien Times on social media. Finally, as Faramir says, go with the goodwill of all good men.